killed on July 1st, 2015 for walking on a pier in San Francisco with her father. The bullet went through her back, pierced her aorta, and she died in her father's arms. Her killer, Jose Garcia Soretti. He was an illegal immigrant. He had been deported from the United States 5 times. Does anyone think that having him back here in the United States is in the interest of Americans? I don't think so.
So the Cambridge police, you were assaulted. Did you have any problems as far as the investigation goes? Are they looking into things?
It seems like the police detective is working hard in order to get the footage from the Harvard coup. He's also been working really hard on trying to get any type of footage from outside the event as well. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of surveillance cameras in that area. It seems like the only surveillance cameras are over there by that T station. So he was out canvassing along with other people, and unfortunately he said that it doesn't seem like there's any type of footage from outside. But the Harvard coup is releasing 4 hours of footage. I guess supposedly it went to the courts under a subpoena. And I'm just waiting to hear back from the detective about the video footage, and we're going to work together to try to identify the victims, or identify the attackers, and understand what happened.
Well, I'm glad that the justice system's working for you. Here today, you guys are going to be protesting the Kate Steinle verdict. How do you feel about, just in general, about the decision, what went into it, and how the criminal justice system's working over in the West Coast?
Want to go?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people are criticizing this because they're saying it's a politicized death. But I think that when you look at the trends of violent crimes and murders at the hands of illegal immigrants, this is just one of many cases. So, this is one situation where I think we really wanted to see justice being served, and I think unfortunately the jury and the people involved in the case were trying to use this as more of a stand against Trump as opposed to a stand at actually delivering justice against the murderer.
He was in jail in that same year in San Francisco, awaiting trial on multiple drug offenses. He had previously served prison terms for multiple drug offenses. Guess what? San Francisco is sanctuary city. He was being held in the county jail. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, had issued a detainer to the police department asking him to be held and not be let out on bail. What happened? San Francisco, sanctuary city. He's let out on bail. On the pier, he used a gun that was stolen from an off-duty officer's car. He picked up the gun, or he either had the gun. First he said, he changed his story multiple times. First he said he was firing at seals in the water. Then he said the gun went off accidentally. Is anyone else here a gun owner or have ever fired a weapon? Do we think that the gun would go off accidentally? Is that a credible story? I don't think so.
And I think the other thing we're here to oppose sanctuary cities. Massachusetts has a lot of sanctuary cities. We don't know why they're doing this. What they're basically saying is they don't want law enforcement to cooperate with the federal government for even illegal immigrants who have committed egregious crimes, violent crimes. They're not going to turn them over to the federal authorities to be deported. I think a lot of people here were from immigrant backgrounds too. We don't oppose legal immigration. We're for legal immigration. Just immigration needs to be controlled. We don't want open borders, and it needs to be in the interest of American people. And, there's a lot of sayings right now about Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, all this stuff. Well, American lives matter. We're all Americans, regardless of color or race or ethnicity. And we should be putting America first. It's our government, and our government's supposed to serve our interests. And I don't think that's happening. And also Kate's Law and the bill to defund sanctuary cities, they've been passed by the House of Representatives. We don't know why. We have a Republican Senate. We voted for these guys. Why aren't they passing it and putting it on Donald Trump's desk to sign? So we also want to see Kate's laws and the No Sanctuary Cities bill to defund sanctuary cities passed. Thank you.
Excellent. Do you have anything to say, sir?
To reflect off what they were saying, the verdict is definitely politicized, as I touched upon in my speech. This is a leftist rejection of law and order. San Francisco cannot deal with our president. They don't like someone that's coming down on our immigration problem. Trump is getting blocked time and time again by the federal courts, and he has to keep taking it to the Supreme Court. He had to do it with his travel ban. He's going to have to do it when he signed the order to defund sanctuary cities, and he's going to have to keep at it. And it's sad that a jury would rather give a huge middle finger to President Trump than rather than giving the Steinle family some justice. As I touched upon in my speech, There have been other killings in San Francisco done by an illegal alien. However, they were found guilty to some degree of the actual slaying, whereas in her case, the guy was not. And he's a 7-time felon, was deported 5 times. He had no remorse for killing her. He admitted to killing her, and none of that was allowed to be given to the jury. And it's a huge miscarriage of justice, and it keeps happening in our legal system, and it's a shame.
Let's get Kate's laws passed. Also, we are calling upon the Senate to pass the No Sanctuary for Criminals Act, which has already been passed by the House to fund sanctuary cities. Let's make these cities pay a price for putting Americans at risk. Thousands of Americans have been killed in the recent decades and been victimized by violent crime from illegal immigrants. It's time to put America first. It's time to put American lives first. American lives matter.
Here, I think in general, the left in this country rejects the election results. And we have a democracy here. You have to accept who's elected president. And right now they're going through the courts, and they're doing everything possible to oppose Trump's agenda, whether it's legal or not. And that's wrong. Trump's our president. We elected him for a reason. If they don't like Trump, then they have the next election cycle to get a better candidate and run that better candidate and try to defeat him. But right now, I think it's looking pretty good, because I think Americans like us, we're just normal Americans. We're getting really pissed off that our government doesn't seem to have our interests at heart. It should be America first. That should not be controversial, saying America first. Our government serves our interests. It doesn't serve the interests of the world. America first. That should definitely not be controversial.
No, it's something I think we can all kind of unite around, and I don't understand why more of the what I call the sane liberal left is not joining us in sort of this expose of what our government is actually doing. I mean, you look at the Mueller investigation and the number of the political beliefs of the people who were in that investigation were mostly anti-Trump. So I think it's a real shame that this is happening, because I think it's making it more difficult for us to really trust our legal system, for us to trust our government, to really trust anything. And it's just like, what can you believe anymore? And that's what I'm struggling with. I mean, I'm new to all this. I've only been involved in politics for the last 3 months, but I've always kind of had a sort of distrust for the government and sort of a dissatisfaction for what both the Democratic and the Republican Party were trying to accomplish. And I think now we have an opportunity to, as the people of the United States, to stand up for what's right and to realize that we have the power. It's not we the government, it's we the people. And we need to stand up for what's right. We need to assemble. We need to figure out common ground here, because the whole anti-Trump message that's happening from the left is not getting us anywhere. It's just continuing to divide us. And so we need to unite under one common message. And whether that's the exposition of the government, or whether that's political violence happening, we need to find something in order to join together and make our system, make our society better.
Well said.
You see in the news they're burning American flags, and but no, that's great.
Larry Garrett from
They're
Rally
like,
Republic.
these guys are like, oh, the resist Marxism guys are here. I'm like, yeah, I'm right here. What's up? They're looking at me like, what? I'm like, no, that's me.
Yeah, we'll just walk around the circle and leave. I don't want to disturb the road.
You want to just go left, actually?
This is actually the DSA.
I don't go right.
Well, that's the thing. We don't want to be involved in a foreign policy thing, so we don't even want to oppose this. But it's a DSA, who came out to oppose us. So that's why we're we should at least go down there. But we don't want to break the rally.
Cool, appreciate it.
Carrot, you're here.
Huh?
You're here. We've got some balance to the force. Yeah. There's a balance in the force.
There is a balance on the dark side.
Yeah, I brought my Oath Keeper shirt and everything. I brought an American flag to trigger the fuck out of them. But no, seriously, the stupid partisan bullshit needs to fucking stop. If people have principles that they want to stand for, they should stand on those principles and let the rest of this shit just go. You know what I mean?
Well, I went to their meeting and I started asking them questions, and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!
All right.
You're not welcome here." And I was just like, "What's your problem?"
That's wrong though now.
Yeah.
Opposed to the Zionist occupation of our government, I'm going to represent both of these flags. Zionism? Of course I am. Are you opposed to AIPAC?
Yeah.
Are you opposed to the ADL?
We're not opposed to
No,
them
I'm
because
not
we're
opposed to ADL
anti-Semites.
because like people aren't
Me
allowed
neither.
to
That's
like.
me neither.
Yeah.
Absolutely
but please,
not.
Yeah, please like.
I can't support my
distance.
country and Palestine.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty difficult to support like the largest like empire that has ever existed in the history of the earth that exploits people all around the world, and support people fighting against colonialism. So like, I just like, you can't like support America and be anti-colonial. So I'd prefer
Here's
you
me
to.
supporting America and being anti-colonial.
You're not really like, you're not really being anti-colonial if you also support America. Like,
Sure, okay. Look at me doing it right now.
yeah, okay.
Like you're
Like,
holding
I'm-
two flags. You can
so-
hold any two flags. But when the people funding the oppression of Palestine, you're holding both the oppressor and the
Yeah.
oppressee.
So
at
As
obviously-
an American taxpayer, I want to show that yes, I'm an American, and I want to show that I support Palestine.
So
What's wrong
I mean,
with that?
obviously, like I've
guys
asked you,
have any
I've asked you
concept of
nicely to
optics?
leave, and you're not going to do
And I
it.
said
So
no.
like, we can just end this discussion now, and just we will stand on our side, and you can stand and do whatever your thing is.
Very well.
Because, yeah. But I just want you to know that what the position you're holding is like totally hypocritical.
You just saw me go over to
So,
Resist Marxism and tell them to pound off, right?
I mean, I have no idea
You
what
literally
you
just
told
watched
them.
me walk over to Resist Marxism and tell them not to mess with you guys.
I have no idea what you told them. You could have told them anything. So like you can, like obviously like you can be here, but like I would prefer,
I can
I
be here,
prefer
that's
the
true.
rest of
Thank
us,
you.
the rest of us here would prefer you not to be, because you're promoting something that this rally does not stand for.
I'm promoting that Americans can support Palestine.
I mean, you're promoting whatever it is you're promoting, but like as far as I understand, like yeah, I don't know. Again, we prefer you to leave, but like we can't make you, so I guess you're here.
Right, well, I mean, it's unfortunate that you want me to leave because I'm here to support you.
I mean, you're here to
I
do your
realize
own
that
thing.
you guys have your own thing about the American flag or whatever, but optics-wise, it'll do a huge service
I
to
don't
the
care
cause
about
of
optics-wise, man.
Palestine
Dude, your
not
megaphone
demonize
is
the American
decorated
flag
with,
and demonize people that support their country.
with
because you
9/11
force people
conspiracy
that would
theories and
support
an
you.
Oath Keeper sticker. Like, I don't know how the hell you're here, man. You're like obviously like some sort of like pro-white supremacist person. So I prefer you not to be here because we are, if anything, 100%
Pro-white
opposed to.
supremacist.
Yeah,
You just heard me say how I'm anti-Zionist, right?
I mean, like, there's.
You
these
literally
two
heard me
things are
rattle
not
off
mutually-
AIPAC,
these two things are
ADL.
not
That
mutually
white supremacists
exclusive.
and Nazis have in common,
Like, you
my
have,
guy.
you have an Oath Keeper sticker
Advocacy
on
for
your
Palestine?
megaphone. Like, I don't understand how you could have an Oath Keeper sticker and not be a white supremacist, because the Oath Keepers are a white supremacist organization.
Really? Then why-
Yeah, it says right there,
People of all
oathkeepers.org.
We have people of all colors on the Oath Keepers.
No, the Oath Keepers are 100% white supremacist organization. They did not go to Ferguson to support the people of Ferguson exercising their free speech right. They went there to support the fucking fascist pigs, like oppressing the people of Ferguson. Like, I don't understand like how you could in any way think the Oath Keepers are not a white supremacist organization. So
Because
please
at the first
take your
Boston
white
Free
supremacy
Speech rally, we had
and
3 black Oath Keepers up here giving a speech to the crowd, which kind of negates the idea that they're white
Oh,
supremacists
so
if we
you're-
have people
you're
of
also a
color
free
included
speech
in our
rally
ranks.
person. Please fuck
Yep,
off.
absolutely.
Like, you are.
You realize
like
at the
fucking
second free speech
scum.
rally, I
Blood had
gave a
to be
speech to our
spilled to
crowd
preserve
about
our race, my guy.
boycott, divest, and sanctions, right? You realize that you're turning allies away because you have your
Yeah,
own
you're
hand.
not my ally. Yeah,
You're not my
We
fucking
don't
ally!
care about what you say.
white supremacists are not
Because
my
I'm
ally.
not tall
Please
and dragging
leave.
on the floor.
Like, you're like, hey, yeah, you can take your fascist shit elsewhere, man. Like,
All my
yeah.
Arab
You can
friends are
help your
white
bad
supremacists
opinions. I
because
can't help my height here.
Wait, did you just say like? Sorry, can you repeat that?
explain to all my Arab and colored friends that I'm a white supremacist. Explain to all the people that are Palestinians that I'm a white supremacist.
Colored friends,
Once
and
he
you're
ends
claiming
16.
you're not a white supremacist.
Hi.
Are you fucking kidding
Shit.
me? Like, this.
Everyone here for the pro-Palestine demonstration.
Everyone here for the
Gather around.
pro-Palestine demonstration who is also not a Nazi, gather around.
Okay. So we're few in number. That's okay. This was a last-minute emergency demonstration. There's snow. Right now, we want to bring our heads together just to think about what is the best use of our time and energy and effort in coming out here right now in Boston.
See, the difference with like the videos that you guys record is we don't have anything to hide or be ashamed of. So like, you're not really gonna like own us just by saying like Facebook events.